So this is your Boost Brown Bag Steam Kit for the month of December, and we are going to open it up and see what's inside. So here is our supplies in our Brown Bag Steam. We have instructions as well as a link to where to see a video. And we have a little chart for you to fill in. And we have our kit here to make our water cycle. So we're going to have blue tape, and that's going to help stick your bag onto the window. You have one Ziploc bag, a paintbrush, paint, blue food coloring, and a second Ziploc bag. So what I love about a Ziploc bag is it's actually a really cool invention. It was invented in the 1950s, and although it looks really simple, what makes these bags really awesome is just the technology that they use here. So it's almost like these mini zippers, so it's kind of like these little teeth that get pushed together, and you're able to seal liquids or make things airtight. It's got a super simple seam on the side, but there's just so much you can do with these Ziploc bags. So we are going to paint our Ziploc bag, and we are going to fill it with water, and we're going to try to recreate the water cycle. So at home, if you want to put down some newspaper or anything on a table, you can. So if you don't want to get paint everywhere. But here we go, we're going to create our water cycle. So a water cycle has water, so you can create water, and when that water gets heated from the sun, it starts to do this thing called evaporation. So I'm going to maybe show evaporation, I don't know, I'm going to show it in green. So the water, as it heats up from the sun, it starts the cycle of evaporation. And then it does something, I think I'm going to use the blue again. Condensation. So that's the water kind of collecting in our clouds. So as it evaporates, it collects in the clouds. And then it has precipitation. So I might use, I don't know, I might use blue and orange for that. Precipitation. So that's pretty much rain. It's raining. And we can't forget our sun because something has to heat. So here's our sun. I think I'm going to use more orange for my sun. Looks very green. I'm going to use a little more orange. There we go. Since this is your creation, it really can be any color you want. And there we go. So we have E for evaporation. Let's see, I might do that with some yellow. So the water evaporates from the heat of the sun. Then we have condensation here, so that is when the water collects higher in the atmosphere, and it collects in clouds. And then we have precipitation. So that is basically rain. So I have an E, a P, and a C. So you can decorate your bags any way you want. The whole goal is to show the water cycle so that you start off with water, either from the river or the ocean. It could even be from a pool. Pool water evaporates too. And then you have the heat of the sun bringing the water up as it evaporates, and then it's going to collect in condensation, and then it's going to rain precipitation. So we gave you 2 bags, and you're going to want to create 2 of these because we're going to put one of these in a sunny window and one of these in a shady window. So now I'm going to fill this with water. I'm going to add some blue food coloring, and then I'm going to tape it to the window so I can watch the whole process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. So the one single jar here in the liquid, you can see it's very, very liquidy. That's blue food coloring, so we want to be really careful with that when we open it up. So we're going to open that, and we are going to take our bag, and we're going to take some water. And we're going to fill up our Ziploc bag with water. Here we go. And we are going to put in our blue food coloring. So we're going to put it over the bag, drop it in, and seal it up. So here's a Ziploc bag doing what it does best. It keeps things really liquid tight and airtight. And when you run your finger across it, you're going to actually feel almost like a zipper. So the little grooves and the little teeth in the plastic are going to tightly clamp onto each other, and you get a nice seal. So now we are ready to take this to a window. So here you can see that we have taped our water cycle to a window, and this window gets a lot of sun. So you have 2 Ziploc bags. We encourage you to do 2 water cycles, 1 on each bag, and put 1 in a sunny window like this, and then create a second bag. Here's my second bag. Fill it with water, put some blue food coloring. You have enough food coloring to share it with 2 bags. And let's wait and see what happens. So here's our second water cycle bag. I'm going to take this, I'm going to fill it with water, I'm going to use blue food coloring again, and I'm going to tape it to a shady window. So again, we have 1 cycle in a sunny window and 1 cycle in a shady window. What we're trying to do is see if there's any difference in how fast the water cycle happens, which means how fast the evaporation, condensation, and precipitation happens. And maybe there's no difference, but we want to see, because we know that heat is a really important factor in a water cycle. We need heat to get water to evaporate and to then condensate and then to precipitate. So here we go. Okay, so I want to show you guys a progress shot. You can see the bag's getting steamy. That is condensation happening. So as the heat from the sun continues to heat the window, which is heating the water is starting to evaporate, and we are getting condensation. And you can see some little bubbles happening here. And here we have little raindrops, which is precipitation.